Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today I'm going to give a long overdue update on the 40 breeder system. I've been working pretty hard on this system trying to get it up and running, and in the meantime shutting down my old frag system, shutting down a 10-gallon system that I had, and getting this set up, getting my tank set up for the Rico's Nano Tank Challenge, plus getting my 180-gallon reef, back in shape after I was gone for a few weeks. So it's been pretty hectic, and I really didn't film anything. And I was looking back, and the last time I showed this, it was completely empty. So let's get caught up. So I'm still tweaking everything, getting it up and running, but I've mostly got everything going now. Obviously, I got the lights going. Obviously, there's water in there, and water's flowing. And what else? Got my sump all set up. I did make that change I had talked about previously about lowering this last baffle. I used to have it the same height as that one. I took it out and got another piece of glass cut, which was a ½ an inch shorter, and definitely works better now. So the water's flowing how it should be. So that's working. I've got a skimmer in there, and this thing has just been going crazy for the last 2 weeks. I don't understand. It just doesn't seem to want to break in. I think what I'm going to have to do is just raise that up a ½ an inch or an inch, see if that makes any difference. But as of right now, for the last 2 weeks, that's been running, and the only thing it's been doing is just overflowing. I can't adjust it anymore. It's already wide open. So this is a Vertex Omega 130. Decent skimmer once you got it all tuned in, but I remember when I was using this in one of my other tanks, it was just a real pain to get this thing to finally calm down. So I'll just have to wait that one out. I threw a bunch of that feather algae in here into the refugium. Some of it's growing, some of it's kind of died off. I guess that's to be expected, so I don't know. We'll see how this does. If it doesn't work, I'll just throw Chato in there. What else do I have? Put a piece of live rock in there. And then down in the bottom, I put a couple different types of media. So I had this bag of ceramic biomedia from my aquarium box. Threw that in there. I had a jar of these little biocubes, or kind of like marine pure blocks or stones. You can see them there. So I got a bunch of them in there. That'll all help with giving the bacteria some place to live. What else have I got? I got this little contraption I made there. I was putting some filter floss in there, kind of help clean out the water. I just pulled all of that out. I'm not running any filter sock in here right now, so the water's just coming straight in into that chamber. Got just a regular old light there for the refugium, and that's about it down here. My little sensor for, I did get an ATO set up. I'm using the, if I can find it, Smart ATO Micro. Pretty decent little auto top-off system. I used this in the 20-gallon tank, and it worked flawlessly. I do like this. It's pretty small, super simple to set up. You really can't get it wrong, and it works. So that's what I'm going with on this tank. So yeah, there's the sensor down there. The pump is down here in the container. There's a little control box, I guess it's like tiny. It's back there somewhere. And then I have the hose coming up top to here. And here's something that I had to make. This egg crate stuff, or light diffuser, whatever you want to call it. This stuff is awesome. You could use this in like so many different ways. So I just got this set up across there, glued some acrylic to that, and this has like a little clamp that you have to screw in. I don't know if you can see that. So it needed something to screw onto, so I just kind of glued this other piece of acrylic up there and drill a hole. It's in there. Worked out perfectly. Then obviously there's something else here. There's 3 little acrylic tubes that I glued and they're coming out the bottom. This is for my alkalinity, calcium and magnesium, and that's hooked up to a dosing pump. This is one of those Jebao DP3s or JCOD, whatever you want to call them. They go by different names. Then I got my solution in one of these things here. And this is, again, very similar, well, if not the same, as what I'm using downstairs in my 20-gallon tank. It worked down there, and so I just went ahead and bought the same setup for up here, and it's going to work here. Now, the reason that I did go with this, let me tell you, originally, I'm thinking, and I'm still thinking about this, is probably for in the future. I do want to go with a calcium reactor, and that was the plan for this tank. But, you know, in the interest of a few different items, you know, one being time, I needed to get this thing set up right away. I have no experience with a calcium reactor. And so I started doing some research, and I realized, you know, I'm going to need a calcium reactor, probably about $300 or so for a decent one. You're going to need a CO tank, and figure that's what, 50, 75 bucks, I don't know. And then I was going to need a regulator, which turns out they're about another $300. And then you would need a pH meter to go with it, and you add all of that up. I mean, it comes out to, you know, I don't know, $700, $800 bucks or so. You know, with the media and everything that you need. Really wasn't ready to shell that out at this point. And figure it all out because I had to get frags in here right away. So I just took the method that I know and trust with 2-part, hooked this up. I mean, for about 100, 110 bucks, got this thing going. So sometime in the future, maybe I'll swap it out for a calcium reactor, but for now, this will do. What else do we got going on here? Heater, I've moved it back there. You can see it in the corner. So it's now up here in the main display. I've got a single power head right here. It's a high door. It's not adjustable or anything, just on. It's putting some decent flow into here. And that's probably it for the equipment, I guess. AI prime lights. But anyway, so that's it for the equipment. And then as you can see, let's talk about what's in here. Started pulling frags out of my main display because everything is just way too overgrown in there. It's just out of control. Everything's just on top of each other. It's starting to shade stuff out and kill it, and grow on top of each other and kill each other, you know, touch each other, kill each other. So yeah, I just started pulling stuff out of there, plus a bunch of stuff that I had from the old frag tank, and man, before I know it, this thing had been, you know, filled up pretty quick. So I need to move some of these frags out of here and, you know, get them to where they need to be. Oh, and then there's this little guy over here. I do have one fish in here. It's a little Royal Grandma. Just picked him up recently. So glad to see him out and about. And what else? Oh, I had been dosing some of this in every day, Microbacter 7, just to kind of help the cycle along. But I did use some cycled rock and everything that was in here, so that shouldn't be an issue. And yeah, that's about it, I guess, for the update. I know I just talked really fast and tried to get a lot in in a short amount of time, but I don't know. There was a lot to go over. So we'll keep this as short as I can. It's coming up on 9 minutes now, almost 10 minutes. And then, yeah, so I just wanted to get this out there. If you guys have any questions on it, please leave them below. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.